Hi everybody, this is Chris Reinhardt, and these are my activities 3 through 6 that I was able to take part in this week, and I think I got some really good information experience on several different things and some good information to share with everybody. The first activity that I want to share included me taking part of our dog program for this week. For those of you who maybe are not aware of what DOGS is, it stands for Dads of Great Students, and it just invites not just dads, but maybe uncles, grandparents, grandpas, I guess. Really, it's a male figure in one of our students' lives who, they come in and take part not just in maybe some different activities in classrooms, but they're just an extra set of eyes in our hallways, maybe in campus perimeter walks as they take, again, and just keep eyes out for anything maybe that's suspicious. You would think maybe even in our small rural communities that we necessarily wouldn't have to have such quite an alert on, but you never can be too careful. And the DOGS program allows, again, just for an extra set of security measures, just again to have that male figure checking doors, making sure things are locked, secured properly at different times throughout the day. But again, gets them in the classrooms, gets them involved with teachers, with the students, not just their particular child, but all the students that are here in our district. And again, it just allows us to use community resources and really open up the doors, between the school and the community. So along with this activity, as I composed this daily schedule, took part in just the morning check-in at the office and a little bit of paperwork that's needed that needs to be filed and taken care of. We communicated through emails just to make sure that everything was set in place and that we were expecting him on certain day, and then just again through check-in and communication throughout the school day and making sure everything was going okay. Some positives and successes that I felt came from this experience was that again, just the involvement with the community and with our dads and different male figures that we have here of our students really builds just positive rapport in our school setting with these gentlemen. And I know for several of them, they return for not just the second or third, but we've got one dad who's been in about 5 or 6 times now, and he's always welcome. Always makes a comment about he's ready to come back again. Just give him a call. I think he really enjoys being able not just again to take part in maybe the security measures of the activity, but getting involved with students. And I think in a lot of our dads' minds, we've changed their minds on what happens at schools and what teachers kind of go with or deal with in a day out basis. With our negatives and failures, the one thing that I definitely feel like I need to do better. I had some overlapping in the schedule, and so there was some time and confusion on where to be at certain times. And again, just another big reminder to me how critical planning and scheduling is in a school building. Thankfully, it wasn't nothing major. It didn't really cause too much havoc other than just some confusion. But again, scheduling again is just so important with anything that I know that goes on in a school. Looking back, the DOGS program it's an excellent program. As many of you may be using it in your school, and hopefully you feel the same way. But again, just to be able to utilize this within our school, with proper planning and scheduling, you gain so many benefits. I feel like with the program, not only again just this extra set of eyes to manage and eliminate possible problems, but I really feel like in the big picture, you accomplish so much with really very little effort. When you're able to send out some emails and communicate with dads, and just send a quick, hey, we're looking forward to seeing you today. I'll meet you at the door. And when you can hand them a schedule and say, check in with me throughout the day, it's amazing just what you truly have. What a great tool, what a great resource you can utilize and have, and it's free. What better than that, right? With the next activity was being able to look at and get some hands-on experience with the teacher evaluation process and utilizing the new McCrell teacher evaluation model that we're using here in our school. I know probably for some other schools it's not as new. They've been maybe using it for a couple years. We're just now getting our hands on it now and getting our first-hand experience with it. So, I felt lucky that I was able to be a part of this process kind of, I guess you could say, right from the get-go. The positive successes, even though the program is new to our district, I still have little experience with the model, and I still felt like I was able to somewhat easy navigate through the program with our administrators. He was sitting with me, and we had some good discussion on things, and we're able to really, I feel like, use the program quickly, again, which is critical with when you're composing so many teacher evaluations at any one time. Time is critical. I feel like, again, another positive was just a deeper understanding of the teacher evaluation process and what takes place, from the administrator side of the process, and all the work that's done, on his end. And, again, as I was sitting down with our administrator and going through this and looking at different things, I feel like we kind of were able to look at two critical questions came out of our conversation when we were discussing this model. And we talked a lot about, does the program fit who we are? Does it really give us what we need, what we're looking for when we evaluate our teachers? And another critical question too, I think, was, will it help us be who we are, get us where we want to be? Does it promote professional growth? Does it allow us to really record and look at things that are happening within our classrooms and what our teachers are doing? And so, I feel again that I think the McCurl model really does that. I think it is something that we'll keep. I think it's, even though I know a lot of teachers and maybe other schools have different opinions about it, and I admit mine was a little iffy at the first, but after really getting into it and seeing what it has to offer, I think it's got some good things. Some negatives and failures, that definitely were on my end of this activity was just time. I was not able to fully complete a teacher evaluation because of just the lack of time, and also too with just security reasons of me not being able to view specific information. And I knew that going in, there are just some things at this point in time, and with the title that I hold, it just not for me to see. But again, just thinking about what I was able to do, I thought I had enough time set out, and it very quickly was gone. And so that was a good reminder again that time and the teacher evaluation process, it's very time consuming, and you have to really utilize your time effectively. And of course there's that word scheduling again in the educational profession. Reflection, the McCurl teacher evaluation model is designed, they'll say, it is designed to promote growth and professionalism, and although it can be a tool for reporting and documenting poor teacher performance, I'm still an advocate of the model as I see how it really does take a teacher through growth processes. If they're documenting and archiving evidence and supports that show what they're doing, and if they're doing it right, if they're doing it correctly, and if the administrator is also doing their end correctly, it really should really take a teacher from maybe the developing into the higher levels of teaching in the mastery level. So again, I was just really glad I was able to get some hands-on experience with this, because it's new, not just teachers but administrators as well. And I'll tie this in with standard 2, as the educational leader promotes the success of every student by advocating, nurturing, and sustaining a school culture and an instructional program that conducive to student learning, and most importantly there, the staff professional growth. The next activity that I took part in over the week was a SIT meeting that we had early Friday morning. And I'll also tie this with standard 2, and more specifically to the nurturing and sustaining a school culture and instructional program conducive to the student learning of the standard. Some positives and successes. I was engaged in a positive discussion regarding specific students in our district that need to meet their needs, or the needs that need to be addressed. And also too, within a SIT meeting, I really feel those are just prime examples in environment for a team collaboration, team decision making. Of course that's what's taking place, and that's what we're doing. And I don't know necessarily intended, or if it's something to keep in mind later on, but I think that a SIT meetings have that kind of a hidden agenda behind them, that yes, we're there to monitor and evaluate student progress, but also through our discussion, we also saw just a sense of team building, and the teachers were greatly involved in the discussion and the thoughts and opinions of others. And so we walked out of there really feeling as a unit, as a team, which is very good. Some negatives and failures, thinking back on the process, I think perhaps playing the role as the administrator, maybe I maybe tended to lead a little bit too much at the meeting. At times I think I could have really just sat back and allowed the teachers to take hold. But the time spent did go well, and perhaps if I had just allowed for more direction to come more from the teachers, we may have even gained more than what we really even did. We don't always find the answers when we need them. That's the other thing. It was an early Friday morning, right before school started, so time was a restraint. Information that we needed, maybe we teachers didn't necessarily come in with all the information that we needed. And again, just some other human resources, other teachers that involved these students. So just some more communication with that, and we would have been a lot better off. The SIP process is just another example of educational professionals spending extra time beyond the workday to make a difference as an educator, and either in the role as a teacher or administrator. I'll always know that the time that we spend off the clock is just as important and perhaps even critical to a student's success. And with that, it's time well spent. And then very quickly, the last activity was a parental law enforcement meeting. Actually, we had an interesting event take place, and so as a representative as a school, I took part in this meeting. And so some positive successes that I think came from this is that it drew attention to the awareness of cyberbullying and the issue that took place, and the students that were involved know that they weren't exactly as sneaky as they thought, and all parties that were present were involved in discussion and concerning our situation, and I was able, it was a positive representative, I was a positive representative of our school, I feel like, in district, our mission to our goals. And again, I can't really go into full detail about what all that took place, other than, again, it was just a cyberbullying issue that took place. Negatives and failures, I realized really, I guess, how ignorant I am on such a topic, on how quickly cyberbullying can explode. Again, I thought I knew, but with this particular case, it was quite an eye-opener. And also, too, just I know I'm a little bit uncomfortable with just the legalities of what can and cannot be said, or what actions can be enforced in these particular situations. And even though this was necessarily an incident that it took place off school time and off school property, the meeting did take place here at the school, but yet, it was just a meeting that it needed to be taken place. It needed to be done quickly. It needed to be done. All parents were involved, and just the issue needed to be taken care of. And in reflection, I experienced what I really know to be my weakness, and I've kind of known this, but I need to be more aware of the correct and incorrect way of conducting or even taking part in such a circumstance, as far as when these certain issues need to be addressed. And I just know that later on, experience and communication and awareness will help me gain better understanding of school and the law enforcement connected issues. Again, how just different students are, these days, with having, just the different devices within their reach, and again, we need to really look at maybe what we need to do just to educate kids on just the social networking and what can and cannot be done, and different things like that. So I feel like, again, this was standard 3. An educational leader promotes the success of every student by ensuring management of the organization and operation of resources for a safe, efficient, effective learning environment, and just doing our best to, again, maintain a positive learning environment, and just completely, by all means, having absolutely no tolerance for any type of cyberbullying or personal bullying within the school, outside the school, whatever, and just, again, being on top of issues like this that can turn so ugly so quickly. So that's what I have to report for on this week. Thank you very much for allowing me to share with you, and taking some time to hear and see what I had to say, and I'll look forward to seeing what you guys were able to take part in this week as well. Thanks.